Jemisin ends her Inheritance trilogy by switching viewpoint characters again to a character we've seen in both previous books, and now whose point of view we're going to inhabit, and who has a surprising and different view of the world. She's going to end her story with a coming of age story. Classical, traditional fantasy and young adult trope. A young person grows to adulthood, except here, for Sia, coming of age is extremely bad. I will cite the famous opening sentence of the novel Peter Pan by Jan Barrie. All children, except one, grow up. And here we see what happens when you move beyond Peter Pan to growing up. I want to talk about a few psychological issues. Again, Jemisin is a psychologically astute writer. I will point out, first of all, that the section titles, there are four sections here, and they are varying a famous three-part answer to the riddle of the Sphinx. The riddle solved by Oedipus. If you haven't heard of Oedipus, he's a Greek hero that 20th century psychology really was very, very interested in. The Sphinx asks young heroic Oedipus what goes on three legs, what goes on four legs in the morning, two legs at noon, and three legs in the evening. And the answer is a human being, crawling as a baby, walking as an adult, walking with a cane in old age. That Oedipal riddle is used structurally here in this book. The second thing I will point out is the for better and for worse, the gods and godlings' power is imagined as being true to their nature. There's a sense that the three can't help but be true to their nature, or they're so powerful that it's hard to do otherwise. The godlings really can, and we've heard a previous character say in the second book in the Broken Kingdoms that like Sia is exceptional among godlings for committing to his path. That he gets power by committing to a certain his own nature and obeying it, not doing things that are foreign or alien to him. This novel is the crisis of what you do with all those things you have excluded. I would go back to Jung's idea of the shadow, all those things that you have said you've denied are part of your identity that you then have to cope with. The final thing I would say is remember, Jemison did have a long career as a counselor, and Jemison is very aware of dysfunctional family dynamics, but also including the complexity and the possibility of love in those dynamics. That a bad parent is still a beloved parent, and that just as no one is utterly always good all the time, very few people are utterly evil. People are complicated, and being raised by a parent who treated you badly, if Sia, to mention some Oedipal issues, if Sia has issues with his father because his father has done terrible things to him, he is still also in an ongoing relationship with his father, and would be even if you're immortal, though in this case he's not. That at Tempest, we're seeing a Tempest again from a third perspective, and a Tempest is allowed to be complicated. He is neither the stock good guy he purports to be in the first volume of the trilogy, nor is he simply the stock bad guy. He is as complex as a human, or remember, Jemison's motto is the humans are made in the gods' images, so the gods are like them.